Hi folks, how you doing? RussellTroopResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box, Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Put in the healing back in health. Once again, when you're at the website, sign up for the free newsletter. Check out the free gifts button. Downloads there for you, setting goals, fitness and nutrition. Excuse me. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there, right? True Results 303. No E. Don't let autocorrect get you. Coming at you today with a video on building upon your success. And this is going to kind of tie into, I've talked about it before, motivation, intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic coming from inside, extrinsic, right? External factors, someone else, a visual appearance, something like that. But I think we've got to understand that we can use these little steps and these improvements in our lives to further create a better life for ourselves and those around us. And I think that's what we forget, right? So we sit there and we think we want to lose some weight for this wedding or some special event. And unfortunately we reach that goal, and then afterwards we do nothing else with that success and that self-confidence that we have. And then we just kind of sit back and couch potato it out again, and unfortunately nothing comes. We don't use it to motivate us for that next step of greatness in our lives, right? So perfect example, my two most successful clients, I've brought them up before, Nathan and Grace. You can check out their testimonial on my website under the testimonials. I think I labeled it testimonials. And the husband, he decided to do the training just to support his wife, right? So when he first started, I'm interviewing him, we're talking, he's like, I can lose 5 to 10, whatever, I'm just doing it for my wife. I want to be there to help her. Come a year later, she's down 80 pounds, he's down 50. So a man who only thought he needed to lose 5 or 10 lost 50. Okay? And this is another, I'm gonna go on a big rant here. This is also how they say you got to spend money to make money, right? And this is when people say I can't afford personal training. And I was sitting there having a conversation with him, and he said, we paid up front for 6 months of training. It was like $2,500 for 6 months for the two of them. And he goes, and it was a big investment. And he goes, to tell you the truth, after 3 months, we stopped going out to eat. We did everything you told us to. Not only did we lose the weight, after 2 months, we had already regained the $2,500, and we were now back to putting money in the bank, just because we were wasting so much money on going out to eat and these other areas of our life where we were not disciplined. Okay? And but anyways, building upon that success, right? So he lost the weight. He was feeling good. I did a couple endurance events with him. We did some duathlons. And he started doing these events, right? Now for stress management, they're running more. They like to run. They didn't, they lifted with me, and when I created the programs for them, they would lift on their own. But running was really their passion. So now they built upon that. They're like, oh man, now we should start doing more half marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks, and things like that. Then he decided, he was a state patrolman here in Colorado. Then he decided to go back to college because he knew the only way to get to the next level of his career was to go back to college, because he had already reached, the heights of promotions that he could get based on his education and his skill level. So then he started going back to night school in college. And he goes, above me right now where I'm at, there's only 3 officers in the state. There's only 3 positions higher than me. And if I can get this degree, then now I can get to that next level. So not only was he paying for college, taking night school 3 nights a week, he was training with me. And he goes, and I know I don't need personal training, but I still need that structure of fitness, so I'm staying in it, because no matter what, if I get lazy, I know I'm still getting in 1 day a week with you. If all the studying and everything start to overwhelm me, I still know I have this time with you that's going to keep me on track fitness wise, right? So he used his I lost my train of thought there, but he used his success in fitness to elevate him to the next level, and that self-confidence to say, now I'm going to tackle my education. Then from there, it's applying for that next job, and then it just keeps going and going and going. But we've got to understand, once you actually achieve this thing, you've got to use it, right? Unfortunately, in today's world, we lack self-confidence. So once you have it, you have to build upon it and use it. All right? So once again, there it is. I could probably go a lot more. I know some of my videos get 10, 15 minutes long. This one's at about 5. So I hope that helps. Remember, use that confidence in whatever it is, whatever accomplishments that you've created and you have gained in the last month or two to take you to that next level. And how can you now get to the next level? But we've got to understand, I'll bring this up too, you've got to understand now, it's that what is the minimum amount I can do for fitness. This is what I always say. At the beginning, you got to go 6 days a week, unfortunately. Your life and your schedule is so hectic and out of control that you need to go 6 days a week. But once you've been able to get where you want, and it's like, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be the baddest man on the planet. So now it's what's the minimum amount I can do to stay in shape, to stay healthy, and now give my time to that next thing and become a better person. So there you go. There it is. Use the success, build upon it to become better, to change the world and change your life. So once again, follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, podcast, all major podcast players. True Results 303, no E, check that out right there, no E. Don't let autocorrect get you. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let people know it's out there. Share and like these videos.